Thanksgiving. It's 2 weeks from today, and there's a few things you need to get done before you're going to be here, right? Heading over the river and through the woods to Grandma's house. Well, one of those things that you need to take care of before you head on the road is car maintenance. That's right. Patrick Olsen, editor-in-chief from Carfax, is joining us today to talk auto maintenance and all things about being on the road. We're also taking your questions regarding anything vehicle related. You can text those questions to 336-379-5775. All your questions are anonymous, but they get answered in real time right here on TV. All right, so we're talking about some holiday travel. Let's just kind of start with some stats about who's doing car maintenance and who's not.
Well, Tanya, thank you for having me. So we know it's kind of a nationwide problem. People are behind on their oil changes, on their tire rotation. Some are even behind on both. So in North Carolina, you guys are kind of average. You're 30% of you are behind on oil changes, 43% are behind on tire rotations, and 21% are behind on both. And that could be a problem down the road. It's better to spend $130 or $300 for 1 year's worth of maintenance versus having a blown engine at some point, or worse, being stuck off the side of the road off of a highway.
Right, and that's definitely like the end game if you don't do the maintenance. Other than that, though, there's other important reasons why you need to kind of keep up the maintenance just for the life of your car.
Absolutely. So first of all, your warranty depends on it, right? So if you have a problem with your engine or your transmission and the automaker sees that you haven't been keeping up with your oil changes or other required maintenance, they can say that you voided your warranty, and then you're on the hook alone for all of that work.
And is that actually in my warranty somewhere that says that?
Absolutely it is. And so this is why it's important to, I know owner's manuals seem large and lengthy and complex, but it's important to read through them and make sure that you understand what your obligations are as an owner.
And so I also, this is kind of like another follow-up question with that. Does it have a stipulation that it has to be done at the dealership, or it can be done anywhere? We just need to keep receipts?
Right, absolutely not. You can take it to whoever you trust as your mechanic, whether they are at a dealership or an independent shop, but you're absolutely right. You want to keep those receipts. You can use the Carfax Car Care app and you can upload your receipts. Even if you change your own oil and you have a receipt for the oil that you bought, you can save that in the Carfax Car Care app for free.
Yeah, it's interesting. You hate to ever get to the point where you actually have to bring out all those receipts for them to actually pay for something, but better for you to have them than not have them, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about the trip. We're going for Thanksgiving. We're going to be packing pies and pets and kids and whatever else. You have some tricks to getting all that stuff in the car the right way.
Absolutely. I understand. I have 3 kids of my own. They're grown now, but I remember when they were small, getting them into the minivan with my wife and I and trying to get to the grandma's house. But there's a few shortcuts that you shouldn't take. So one, you've got a casserole, if you've got a pie, make sure that it's strapped down somewhere, because if, God forbid you should be in an accident, they can become flying missiles who can injure someone in your car or injure someone else nearby. Secondly, once you're at grandma's and you're getting ready to go check out the lights or you're going to go Christmas caroling, make sure you've got one seatbelt per occupant in the car. There'll be a desire, I know, to pack everyone in, but you want to be safe. And then finally, that leads to the last point, which is check in your owner's manual for what is the total amount of payload or weight that your car can safely carry. If you overload it with too many people or too much stuff, you can really threaten the stability of your car.
So is that like, how fast or how long it takes you to stop, that kind of thing?
It could be how long it takes you to stop. It could be how well your car steers under pressure. It could be how fast you take turns, right? You can really offset the center of balance in your car and make it very unstable when if you're on a winding mountain road, for example, in western North Carolina, it can be treacherous.
Okay, good to know. All right, let's talk about some fall accident issues that really only show themselves this time of year.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people assume that winter, and I certainly did until I found this data, just assume that winter is the most dangerous time of year for driving, and it's not. For 3/4 of the country, including North Carolina, it's fall, and there are 3 big reasons why. One, diminishing daylight. So we just run through the time change, and so now more people are driving home in the evening rush in the dark than they were just a week ago. American drivers are twice as likely to have an accident in the dark as they are in the daylight. And so what that means is, once you're out there, you need to do a few things. One, you got to slow down. You got to not, rush yourself, but not only are you giving yourself space, you're giving other drivers around you space. Secondly, it's deer mating season. There are more deer car collisions in the 3 months of fall than the whole rest of the year combined. It's really pretty startling. There's also a big jump in the week after the fallback, where there's like a 16% increase of deer car collisions because drivers are suddenly having to acclimate themselves to the dark. And finally, there's wet leaves. And I know that sounds kind of funny, but a car traveling at highway speeds, stopping normally on a dry road, takes about 80 feet. When you hit wet leaves, you can take up to 200 feet to stop your car. That is a lot farther and a lot more dangerous. And so those elements combine to make fall really kind of scary.
All right, and the leaves I didn't even take into consideration, that being an issue with me trying to stop my car in time.
Honestly, it was something brand new to me as well. But there are definitely studies out there that show, and that's why it's more treacherous than winter. I think the other thing that's true too is we've just finished driving in summer when it's been warm, and there may be rain, but largely there's lots of daylight. You make it dark, you make it slippery. It's a recipe for disaster.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break right now. We're taking your questions when we come back. So you can text in those questions, 336-379-5775.